an alcoholic named Lavoy. My sobriety date's February 8, 2014. I'm forever grateful for that sobriety day. I'm here to share what some of the things that were given to me in early sobriety to help me, live this new life. Right now, I'd like to speak about willingness. I used to hear a lot about in early sobriety. I still hear it. Just sounds different and better. Makes sense now. How willingness is the key. When I was at the homeless shelter in Kentucky, I was there for 8 months. They had a recovery program in it. And there we had to, for the first month and a half or so, I had to walk 2.5 miles to this church, 2.5 miles back. Every day, Monday through Friday. It's February, so it's cold. And, some snow here and there, rain, whatever. And this one man on a rainy day, it wasn't raining too bad, but 2.5 miles, you're going to get wet. So he said, do we have to go today? And the instructor of the class made it real simple. He said, would this weather stop you from going to get a drink or going to get a drug? He said no. All right then. What are you willing to do to save your life? Real simple. Real simple. Now, overhearing that, and I would hear that a lot too in sobriety, was the importance of keeping it simple. Because I'm so smart. And my best thinking, got me kicked out of places, fired from jobs, just so many different beds and detox. That was my best thinking. So now it's, when I was drinking, I went hard, very hard. That was the pinnacle of my being, of my existence. From the time I woke up until the time I, more times than none, passed out rather than go to sleep, major difference. But I was willing to do whatever to get drunk. To not just to get drunk, but to stay drunk. So I got to take that same drive, that same willingness to save my life. Deeply embedded in my brain. I didn't get sober until I was 34. So 34 years, I have this train of thought, this thinking of how to serve me, of how to get what I want, and everything. So with the help of my sponsor, and of course the 12 steps, and my support group, I have to stay in the day and learn how to go up against me. It is not the easiest thing in the world, but it's also as hard as you make it when you come back to your willingness. When you understand that there's so many layers to an onion and you can only peel one layer at a time. We're talking about some patience. But what is your willingness? When I wanted to go to the NBA, I played basketball during a hurricane once, before the thunder and lightning. It was downpouring. I was willing to play. I played every day. Months, years, every day. Same thing with drinking. I wanted to get drunk. What was I willing to do to get drunk? Steal, whether it's liquor, beer from whoever, mother, stepfather, brother, sister. Everybody was suspect to get it. It's mine, So now it's taking that same exact drive. What are you willing to do to save your life? First, start by taking directions. Because you don't know how to think. Like, I did a video on acceptance. Accept the fact that your brain isn't normal and doesn't work like normal people. You have to be told what to do. Now, what is your willingness to be humble and let somebody tell you. It changes your life. Willingness, and that's something that you cannot let up on. You cannot. You got to go at this thing. I've been going hard at this thing for 4 years straight, not a day off. And the blessings that are coming, there's not enough words in a dictionary. You couldn't put them together to explain the feeling that you get. But you know, when you apply the willingness, it just becomes normal. Now you don't, certain things just aren't so deliberate and conscious. You know, it becomes a normal way of living. You can get that in the big book. But it's everything. Your willingness will determine your happiness. It will determine how you have relationships with other people. Your willingness will determine a whole bunch of you, your existence, your being. Why are you here? What are you willing to do for somebody else so that you can get a gift that you didn't even imagine that you could get? What am I doing with this? It's because you're humble. It's not about you anymore. It's just not. But what are you willing to do? And each day, your willingness can get stronger and stronger. And you learn to apply these tools differently. People coming into your life. What are you willing to do to let go of the junk? See, life is like this. There's a God, a higher power, whatever you believe in. Always up here. We're trying to get close to that. But we can't because we're holding on to all these sandbags in our hot air balloon. What are you willing to do to dump those bags so you can continue to grow? It's all worth it. All of it. What are you willing to do to be happy? To not have to have materialism. To not have to have women. To not have to have men. Have yourself. Have your peace of mind. What are you willing to do to get it? Because you can have it. Trust me. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm full of cliches and everything. I get it, you know, but it's a way of living. It's not cliche. It's fact. I'm here to tell you that. I love you.